Bulldogs.
Well, when you take a look in the mirror, that's what you do, right? You see yourself, and both teams have said this is like looking in the mirror all week long. They're both classic wing tee, power football, hard-nosed, no-nonsense football teams. This one going to be a little different stylistically than our first game in Thornton Academy and Portland. This one is going to be, get the ice bags out, get ready for a bar brawl.
Yeah, this one's like the Spider-Man meme with the two Spider-Man pointing at each
yes.
other. And you talk about as close as can be, Kennebunk and Lawrence, both averaging over 30 points a game offensively, both giving up right about 13 points a game defensively. Both sound, fundamental, textbook defense. Both run the wing tee offense and spread the ball around to lots of different backs.
And both teams love, and I mean love, to hit. And the weather outside dictates that. We walked outside in between games, and I said, this is the weather for a hard-hitting, smash-mouth football game.
Rams set to kick this away. Knox Christopher doing the kicking. That's Roy on the far side of the 18-yard line, and the Bulldogs won't get very far. Outstanding coverage downfield by Kennebunk. The 36 for the Rams was there, Ethan Burr, and Lawrence will take over. First down, their first drive of the game at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, the penetration that they get on the kick return is really, really good, and there's no real opportunity to do anything than just try and get what you can after the catch.
Second down and 10 from the 12-yard line officially. They can get a first down, the Rams. They can work that inside the 2. Right up the gut. Barstow lowers his head. He's in the end zone. A 12-yard run for Jonah Barstow, and Kennebunk draws first blood.
Well, this is, again, how they manipulate you with formations out of this wing tee offense. They go to the twins. You've got to honor that. It pulls a guy out of the box. It changes the way that you want to line up and do things here. And then this is fullback trap right up the middle here with Barstow. That's a nice, clean trap block there. Number 52, Braden Lemire. Tremendous trap block to free Barstow.
Knox Christopher, the extra point is good with 5:13 to go. In the first quarter, Kennebunk a 7-0 lead. 5 different rushers, 52 yards all told. Didn't need to throw a pass on that drive.
So again, plays that you're used to, but they dress it up in different ways.
Gabe Jewett, the senior, came limping off the field for Kennebunk. He's a two-way player on both sides of the offensive and defensive line. A keeper this time to Hamlin. He'll split up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence. Michael Hamlin. And the Bulldogs strike back, 7-6.
What a cut by Hamlin on this. Watch the middle of the offensive line just open up. He looks to run off tackle, but he puts his foot in the ground and cuts up. Watch this right here. He's looking to kind of go off tackle, and then look at that cut right there. And what a great block. Number 85 for Lawrence on that. We've talked about him before. Is that 84? I couldn't tell. Gavin Lunt. But that's a great block and a good job of being patient as he cuts up field for the tying score.
Now, it will be if they hit the extra points. It was up, and it is good. Aaron Craig drilled it down the middle, and the Bulldogs respond. 5:56 remaining in the first half. Kennebunk 7, Lawrence 7. 36 yards. There's the handoff, this time to Brady Stone, who breaks it! And Stone in for the touchdown, a 15-yard run for number 1, a junior, puts Kennebunk on top.
Well, take a look at this. You come right back out of that long pass play with a power run to regain the lead here. And this is a good individual effort. They don't really cleanly block this up front, does Kennebunk, but he does a great job of turning the corner, putting his right foot in the ground and getting uphill.
Knox Christopher out there again. And he splits the uprights. 3:04 remaining in the first half. Kennebunk with the 14-7 lead.
And you got two very distinct styles that are very complementary to each other.
It's 3rd down and 2 for Lawrence. Shotgun formation again. Carter to the left of Hamlin. Hamlin looking to pass. Throwing into the end zone. Bobbled. Was it caught? It was! Touchdown, Lawrence. I think that was Lunt. 84 it was. And the Bulldogs down a point with 41.4 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, they're going to try and throw this thing right over the middle here, and it's going to get tipped around, and then Lunt just comes in at the last second and gets underneath that. Does get a hand underneath that. That would definitely stand up under replay.
The extra point is good. Driven true by the Bulldogs, Aaron Craig, and it's 14-14 with 41.4 seconds left to go until halftime.
Yeah, Kennebunk came out of the gates looking fantastic. They were on fire early on this one. I was really impressed with their athleticism and their second and third levels. You mentioned that, Jared. Of course, they're big up front, but they're also very athletic with their second and third levels and in their stable of running backs. Between Keys and Barstow and the quarterback Compton, and then Austin West came in and made a fantastic catch on that 36-yard reception. There's just all the options that these teams have that are very impressive.
And that's what makes wing T teams so difficult, when you can balance your attack out and have 4 or 5 different guys that can touch the football and run the football from any given point of the offense. But you talk about that second level. Don't forget about Brady Stone at linebacker, number 1 for Kennebunk. He's done a really good job of playing with his hands to get off the block, and he works side to side really well and gets downfield. He's had a couple of big tackles too. And this has really kind of been formation dependent here. It's been starting to really pick up on a trend on what Kennebunk is trying to do based on formation.
T formation now. Cooper Sampson into the game as a second tight end. They'll give the ball to Brady Stone, and Stone does it again. Touchdown Rams. Second of the game for number 1. And Kennebunk back on top.
So give you a little taste of your own medicine here, right? We're going to come out in the straight T formation. You've been doing this to us all game long in the first half, so we're going to run the same play that you ran against us, and we're going to, drive in for a big-time touchdown here. That's a great opening drive by Kennebunk.
Knox Christopher 2 for 2 so far in extra points. And he stays perfect. Let's see what Keith Noel has in mind.
Got a carbon copy of a score up in Lewiston right now, 21-14. Wells coming back against Foxcroft.
They were down 21-0 at one point. There's the handoff. Cutting toward the end zone. It's a touchdown. Moose Keys. And Keys in for the score, and Kennebunk extends their lead.
Well, here we go, right off tackle, power football. This is what Kennebunk has been doing right here. It's just power, right? They're pulling the backside guard. They've got the kick out. They're not running buck sweep here. They just lined up, powered the ball down off tackle, and the big Moose Keys gets in for the touchdown.
He's not that big. He's
fast.
He's not. He's a fast moose.
Yeah, he's a youngling. Like a calf.
And the kick is wide to the left side. The only miss of the day so far for Knox Christopher. An impressive drive for the Bulldogs when they've needed it the most.
Well, I think when Lawrence looks back on this game, regardless of the result, they're going to look back to this drive and getting back to some of the things later in this drive that have been working all game long. But
second down and goal from the 1-yard line. They give it to Carter. And Carter's in the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs. And it's a one-score game again, 27-20 with a kick coming up.
I mean, when I said this looked like a carbon copy of the first half, it has been exactly that. When I look at my drive chart, a couple of 3-and-outs, and then here we take a look at the touchdown run out of the straight T formation. Just pound it down, right down Broadway there. But it was, for Lawrence, it was punt, then a long touchdown drive, and they backed it up with a quick strike touchdown drive. And we got illegal substitution against Lawrence. Well, this PAT becomes even bigger now because if you had that regular chip shot PAT, it's a 6-point game.
That could be a factor. Craig ready. Kick is up. It won't get there. And it's a touchdown lead plus the extra point for Kennebunk with 5:40 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Rams about to get the ball back. Will be Barstow again. Not this time. It's Moose Keys. And Keys breaking through. Keys can run all the way to Kennebunk. Touchdown Rams. That might be the dagger that brings the gold ball back to the coast.
Well, it's just what you have with Barstow and the danger that he is. You're thinking 3rd and 5. They're going to pound the rock to him. Instead, they come off tackle, they run power, and they get a great kick-out block, and then Keys is off to the races.
The fastest moose in the Pine Tree State has scored again. And this time he's put his team up 13, but knocks Christopher in to attempt the extra points. It's been the juniors coming in the second half to help put Kennebunk up a couple of scores, and just 3:21 to go for Lawrence. They still have 2 timeouts. That's not much time. Christopher drills it, and that's a 2-touchdown lead.
And the long run on first down really takes the thought of taking that timeout out of your hands if you're Coach Hersom.
You can't do it. 2nd and 1. West on the handoff. West into the end zone. Start the celebration in Kennebunk. The Rams are going home with the gold ball.
Well, they've just been absolutely playing bully ball. 5 possessions, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those possessions were 6 plays or less to score here. As you take a look at West coming off of this play, again, it's a power play, and it's Barstow doing the kick-out block, doing the dirty work. He's been running the football hard, but he's also laid out some devastating blocks here in the second half.
Clock down to 1:05 to go, and Kennebunk, of course, in no particular hurry. Jonathan Hines on the field. He'll come in at tight end.
Let's see if they line up in victory formation now.
Yes, they will.
Certainly looks that way.
Yes, they will. They've come to do a job. Mission accomplished for the Kennebunk Rams. And they take the knee. Clock with 35 seconds and counting. And the celebration is on for the boys in blue.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at this final score, to me it really felt closer than a 20-point game. It was just, second half execution and Kennebunk's ability to run the football, but they had run the gauntlet here through the second half of the season. They had that lone blemish in that loss against South Portland, and they became a different football team after that, and they learned a lot about themselves and their composure, and they're going to be rewarded here with a gold ball.
The Class B state champs are Ram tough. Kennebunk, for the first time since 1991, will take a gold ball back home. A 40-20 win over the Lawrence Bulldogs. And well-deserved for Coach Keith Noel's boys.
And they did something that we haven't really seen anybody do all season to Lawrence, and that was take the fight to them. And that was kind of, we knew that that's kind of how the game was going to be, and just didn't expect the offensive explosion from Kennebunk in the second half. I knew, obviously they average 31 points a game, and they're capable of scoring some points here, but defensively they were locked down against Lawrence, especially in the second half.
And here come the state champs. Kennebunk Rams had only won 1 state championship before this. We mentioned earlier, 1991, 32 years ago. But they're holding it high here today.
Well, just a really tremendous season from them, and the way that they it was really like in my notes for this week and looking at this team as they celebrate that gold ball. They started the year only giving up 4 points a game over their first 6 games. Then they gave up 26.5 the rest of the way on average, but they found ways to win in tight games. So when things became kind of adverse in the middle of the game and Lawrence seemed like they had control and momentum, they came out after halftime. They went on that nice quick 6-play drive to score the quick touchdown. It started with that long run play by Barstow. And again, credit to the offensive staff for Kennebunk. They noticed something about being able to run trap against that front from Lawrence, and there wasn't ever really, it felt like, a great adjustment from Lawrence to take care of that play.
Well, early in both halves, Kennebunk had a ton of success, really started off the game with that and started the second half as well. That's good game planning by the coaching staff and good halftime adjustments.
A herd of happy Rams heading over to the student section with a gold ball, 40-20, and they knock off the Lawrence Bulldogs. Kennebunk.